Hello everyone, and welcome to NutriScience webinar. A number of you submitted questions that we're going to go through today, and the main topics for discussion will include tablets, new energy, Crowdfarm, Packwest, and then some general topics that we'll cover off at the end. So the first topic we're going to cover off today is tablets, and give a brief update on tablets and some developments that we have currently going on. Just as a quick background, Tablets is continuing to build out the distribution network, partnering and working with the distribution partners throughout the country in Japan. They are implementing distribution agreements in the grocery, drug, and convenience chain, and each one of those categories has a specific number of stores under their belts. You might have some grocery chains that have 450 stores, and you might have some convenience stores that fall under the 10,500 umbrella. But that category selection gets us to where we are for 46,000 locations, plus or minus, across the country in Japan. Now, Buy a Poll continues to sell product at a significant pace. We're quite happy with, actually, and consumer feedback is extremely positive. The product did sell out within the first days of being on the shelf, and it continues to sell in a positive manner. Buy a Poll is extremely happy with the sales, and that is also helping tablets fortify the distribution network that they're building in Japan. Some of you have asked about the follow-on products that might be for tablets. The follow-on products that we have under development right now include different flavors based on consumer feedback. We've also been listening to tablets' information that they provide us on the feedback for the current product selection they have, the lemon, the berry, and the mint. So we will look towards increasing that flavor profile and potentially adjusting the flavors of the current selection that they have. Other follow-on products, as we've discussed before, are the bulk bottle. That is still on the radar, and we will still be implementing that as we press forward. We've not heard anything to the contrary to that. As well as we are working on some liquid solutions for tablets. And again, we look to bring those hopefully to the forefront in the very near future here. Countries, some of you asked about what countries are going to be using the tablets brand and expand it into. Obviously, once Japan is up and running, they have plans and designs on expanding into Australia and South Korea. And why those countries specifically? They currently have personal relationships with distribution partners in those countries. So entrance and barrier to entry becomes a lot less. The other part of that is the approval process in those countries is not quite as stringent as it is in Japan. It's very stringent, but it's not quite as stringent in Japan. So those are the main areas that they look to expand into as they go forward. Delays. Why has the product been delayed? What has been happening, and what is the reason for it? Specifically and quite simply, as I mentioned on the top, they continue to build out the distribution network. We are expecting in the coming days some more information as it relates to the orders. And the big and most impactful reason for delays has been COVID. I'm sick and tired of the COVID excuse, but unfortunately it is something that is real and does impact us. And this kind of falls through the whole narration, if you will, of the impact of COVID on the business. All of our suppliers have been impacted by COVID. When we have product that's manufactured for us, that product has suppliers to as well bring in ingredients. So if we're making our proprietary blend, that proprietary blend is made up of other ingredients, and those ingredients are made by individual manufacturers. Those manufacturers have been impacted by COVID, and it just goes down the line as we go forward. So we've been working to get all of that underway and fortified, if you will, but that has been an impact on us. Second thing that has also impacted the company and its operations, and it goes across the globe, is shipping. Shipping has seen a huge glut, if you will, of orders for getting product in and out of Asia because of a container shortage. And that container shortage continues to be something that is being worked through. and it's being slowly, but once COVID happened and the world shut down, there were containers all over the world, and they needed to get back to Asia so that they could have those containers fulfilled and sent out to distribution locations. That has been an impact. And to give you an idea of what the impact is, shipping costs have gone at sometimes 4 times what they normally would. So if we're shipping a container and it costs us $3,500, that container cost has gone up 4 or 5 times beyond that $3,500 for the same container. As well, shipping times have also been impacted. Booking shipping, getting times, and then getting the products on the boat, and then getting the boat over has also been extended in timing. So there are a number of factors that are real and affect the rollout and distribution of the product. Having said that, these are all factors that will be worked through. They're going to take a little bit of time, but it's nothing that is detrimental by way of us not having a quality product, or by way of us not being able to supply our partners or the manufacturing of the product that is needed by the manufactured partners. All right, the second topic that most people have asked about is New Energy. Again, New Energy is a great product. It actually is the reason why we have the tablets deal and the Japan deal underway. New Energy, we just finished a new batch of production. That production batch is being shipped to Canada. We have packaging that is coming in, and that product will then be packed up and sent to our distribution partner, which is A&B in Canada. A&B has been given the entire distribution of New Energy as it relates to Canada. So they handle basically the packing and distribution into the locations within Canada. And we expect that relationship to continue on as we go forward. Timing on that, we anticipate that by the end of the month, they will be able to start shipping product again into Canada on the stores. The second part of New Energy is we are working on creating a bulk product that we will sell online and potentially take that into stores if and when it's appropriate. Obviously, we'll have discussions with A&B and we'll figure out what the best timing is for that. But for right now, we intend to create a bulk product for New Energy and sell it online, along with the current product selection that we have there, the individual sticks as well as the box sticks. So we look for that to happen again. Probably by month's end, we should have some more information on that. That is being developed right now, and we look to hopefully have some final information on that in the next coming 2 or 3 weeks. Any plans getting back into the US? At this point, no. We are looking for, and we continue to look for and have conversations with individual people or groups that can take the New Energy product online and do it under a licensing agreement. Right now, the company is focusing on Japan, the CBD space, New Energy in Canada, and establishing more B2B partnerships. Those B2B partnerships are where we're going to continue to license our technology, sell our proprietary ingredients, help create co-branded products, create private label products such as tablets as an example. We have the ability to do that from beginning to end or anywhere in between, depending on where the B2B partner wants input and wants our assistance. So from a technological perspective, we can make that available to them. From an IP perspective, we can make that available. And ingredients and packaging, we also have that available to them. So that's where we sit with New Energy and potentially some B2B partnership relationships. The third topic we're going to go over is Crowdfarm. So Crowdfarm has just recently finalized a deal with a company in Michigan. The company's name is Redbud Roots. Redbud Roots is a fully integrated company in Michigan, and they are specifically focused on the THC space. Crowdfarm has completed that deal, and Redbud right now is doing a proof of concept manufacturing run. So what they are doing essentially is taking it from a sample level and proof of concept into a bigger batch to make sure that they have everything that they can do to increase the capacity of production as needed. It's not as simple as just adding another cake to the batter or 4 more eggs or anything like that. When you're doing a sample to a scale up, you have to do proof of concept of that manufacturing process and to plan for the bigger production runs. So they are going to be selling first off in Michigan gummies. They currently sell gummies now. They're going to use our technology as well as our IP to assist with that. And we look to, by month's end again, we look to be able to report some more information regarding that, as well as recording revenues on sales for that partnership through Crowdfarm this quarter. So Crowdfarm also continues to work with existing partners that they have in Oklahoma, Washington, and California. Each one of those states is under a different status, if you will. Washington is ready to go on the production side, I'm told. California is a regulatory scenario there where the current status is under regulatory review. They continue to try and get distribution there. That one will likely be a little bit longer. Oklahoma, they are also talking to a potential business partner there that is ready to start manufacturing on some products. So that individual, from what I understand, is looking to figure out what kind of product selection that they would like to have. Another point actually I should mention about the Redbud Roots relationship, they are closely tied in with a group in Massachusetts, and there is some conversation about taking products into Massachusetts. All of that falls under the umbrella of our IP, our technology, and our ingredients. We can assist and help them with creating their products by way of making available to them, like I said, our IP, our technology, and our ingredients. All right, the fourth topic I'd like to discuss is Packwest. Packwest is a privately held contract manufacturer that affords us the opportunity to produce the tablets product within the facility. We do the manufacturing of the product there. We also do the assembly of the product at this facility. This facility also affords us the opportunity to expand our business relationships with our B2B partners. So if we have a B2B partner that is interested in creating or using our technology or making a new product using our IP, we have the ability to use that facility for that such arrangement. Packwest is also in the process of acquiring a liquid line, which dovetails quite nicely potentially for the tablets product as a follow-on product. As I mentioned earlier, we're developing a liquid product for tablets, and that is currently under R&D. Once that product is ready to go, we would then be able to use that facility to bottle that product line for tablets. And from what I understand, that bottling line should be arriving from Asia by the middle of October. Once that is done, it will be assembled, and then hopefully we can begin doing some bottling samples and getting them over to tablets, and will then be set up for any other B2B partner relationships, like I mentioned, that might have an interest in doing either a chewable melt or a liquid for us, or anything kind of in between there. The final topic that we're going to discuss here are just some general questions as it relates to the overall business. Questions that have come in regarding contingencies for capacity, if we need to scale up, redundancies, etc. As it relates to our production capacity, as I've said, we have the ability in the Nevada facility to produce 540,000 tablets a day. If we need to scale that production capacity up, one of the things that we can do is just add another 8-hour shift. So that 540,000 tablets can be produced in 8 hours. We need to scale it up. We can double that in another 8-hour shift. Secondly, we also have redundancy built in with a manufacturing partner in Washington that has capacity greater than the 540,000 units. So if it comes down to we need to add a second shift, plus add in the Washington facility for a significant spike in capacity needs, we can certainly do that. If some of the machinery at the facility in Nevada breaks down, as an example, we can then move production over to the Washington facility where they can press tablets and satisfy the orders that we would have in hand. So capacity perspective, at this point, we are not necessarily concerned about it. The other part of the capacity is we could also add some more machinery. So we do have the ability to satisfy capacity that we've forecasted over the next year, and we're confident that that would be sufficient as we go forward here. The Nevada facility is privately owned. It's a privately owned company. They're a contract manufacturer for us. They do manufacturing in the facility that we require. They make available space to us to fulfill the tablets production, to do the production out of there. As I mentioned, they're bringing in a line for liquids. We are continuing the R&D on CBD liquids for tablets and any other B2B partner that we are in discussion with. We could make that available if needed. Do we have any other B2B clients other than tablets? We are in conversation with a number of groups in Asia, in the US, and in Europe. Those groups are at varying stages of discussion. Some of them are interested in the full package, and by that what I mean is taking advantage of our IP, our technology, and our packaging. And some of them are just interested in our ingredients. Some of them are just interested in using our technology to improve upon the product that they currently have. And then of course there's a blend there. We have the ability to do licensing arrangements. We can sell ingredients to people. We can sell our packaging to people. We can do co-branding. We can do private label like we've done with tablets. So there's a number of potential revenue streams that we have available to us with our toolbox that we can make use of. Do we have any B2B clients or plans to bring THC CBD Delta 8 to Canada? No. We're not currently in discussion with anybody in Canada. We personally won't do that. We're not licensed to do that. If it came to, we found a partner that had an interest in doing that, we would then make available, like we are doing in the other jurisdictions I just mentioned, the ability to take technology and improve upon a product or augment the ingredients that they have or create some packaging for them, create different revenue streams for us, either from a licensing scenario or a percentage on the sales based on the margins of the product. So those would be the scenarios that we look at putting in place in Canada. Another one, I'm not sure that I mentioned it, but are we interested or do we have plans on going into the US with New Energy? Right now, we do not have plans to go to anywhere in the US with New Energy, specifically as it relates to us doing it on our own. We are looking for business partners, licensing opportunities. If somebody wants to take the product on in the US, we're certainly happy to have those discussions. Currently, we have enough on our plate to finalize and complete that starting a new venture in the US, which is such a big country by way of population, is a significant endeavor on our part, and we're just not at the point in which we'd like to do that at this point. Another point as it relates to tablets, we will be putting out information next week after the holiday. Had hoped to have that out today. Unfortunately, there are some things that didn't get finalized that we're waiting on, but those will be finalized tomorrow, and we'll be able to put that information out early next week after the holiday. So we look to put that out. We're excited about it. It's helpful, and it's certainly a positive development on the part of the efforts that we're working toward. Just as a general comment again, we are continuing to push all of our B2B partners, tablets, etc., on everything that we need to get done. Hopefully it's understood that we are not waiting or causing delays on this end. This has been an extraordinary time for our business and for every business. COVID has had a significant impact, and it's got a trailing effect on the business. And unfortunately, there are still other companies out there that haven't recovered, or they are just unable to reach the level at which they were operating at prior to. So that is having an impact. We have a number of different suppliers that are involved. on the manufacturing side, and each one of those suppliers has suppliers that's involved to create the product that we need them to manufacture. We've got packaging groups. We've got ports that are shutting down because of COVID. We've got a glut on containers. The retail sector has been hit hard in Japan. They are recovering. They're putting in the things that they need to press forward as well. I'm not saying this to make excuses. I'm just simply saying that it has had an impact on each one of us. And as a result of that, we continue to press forward. And we are now at the point in which we're coming out of this, and we are starting to really make some traction with the business that we're working with. So,
with regards to communication, we'll endeavor to reach out to you more often, more frequently through the use of social media and email blasts, which would come in between the news releases that we're able to provide to you. We apologize that the communication in the past hasn't been as frequent, and there have been periods of silence from us to you. That is nothing more than just us working in the background, trying to bring these projects to completion and to provide the information and news that you need to hear. So in the future, we'll work towards getting better at that. And we will, like I said, give you as much information as we can in between the news releases. So again, I appreciate your patience with all of this.
Yeah, as I give one last look, I don't really see any other questions that we haven't covered off in a general format. Obviously, if you have more questions after this, please send them in. We'll do our best to get them answered. We'll obviously do our best to answer them if we can answer them without prior news first. And ultimately, again, we try and guard against putting out fluff, but we also want everybody to continue to ask the questions. So appreciate very much everyone's support. Appreciate everyone's understanding. Apologize for any delays that have caused frustration. Trust me, I too would like to have things press forward a lot faster than they may have. But at the end of the day, we will get there, and we are getting there. So again, I thank you. Appreciate your time. And again, should you have any questions, please let us know, and we'll do our best to get them answered for you. Thank you, everyone.